God, I'm fucking hungry.
Fucking, that's gonna be kind of funny.
Bro,
That's how you ended that last
look at me. Look at the size of me. I'm not hungry.
What have you eaten today, Chris? What have
I
you
told
eaten
you
today?
I had a schmeat pie for breakfast.
As I mentioned earlier, I had 3 packets of oatmeal.
And
That's it. That's all I've eaten today.
That's
be honest
much
with you,
more
Alex.
wholesome than a fucking meat.
And I had them at 9:30 in the morning.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Alex. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ate McDonald's last night around 8 p.m. I went to bed, woke up at about 8. I haven't ate a single thing. The first item I have consumed today was the water Chris gave me like 3 hours ago.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I just be eating.
So, I'll admit I'm a little hungry. Yeah.
I just be eating. I'm hungry.
But point of the tale is don't complain, you fucking bitch.
I'll complain as much as I want.
Otherwise, you will become the dinner
You will become.
on Chris.
I'm fucking leaving. I'm going home. I'm not taking this shit.
I don't know where you think you're going. This was like that one time Jason was here and I was like, get out. And then immediately he was like, well, make me. And I was like, well,
Yeah, I can't do that.
kind of, had him in the first half. But, yeah. But, I didn't move any of the notes. But fuck it. We're just winging it. We're not.
I mean,
we're
they're
not,
still there.
We're not coordinated at all today. It's cool. Is there anything below bald mode?
Yes, there is.
I thought so.
Hello and welcome to the 95th installment of the Synapse Misfire Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, joined by our co-host, Jordan, and our sometimes co-host, Alex.
Yeah, welcome back, Alice. It's been 5 minutes since
Probably not
the
even
last
that.
episode. So,
Yeah, according to my watch, I don't have a watch. That's the joke.
and Alex has his watch on
No
the wrong
watch.
hand.
Don't care. I'm left-handed, so.
You're inferior.
Yeah, don't you
You're a
put it on
bitch.
your offhand? What do you have it on your right hand? So that makes sense.
Yeah, no, he's just inferior. That's what I'm saying.
He is wrong-handed, and that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. No, I'm aware that for his disability, he has his watch on the right hand.
His
I'll
disability.
fucking make you disabled.
I'm aware of the circumstances.
You're gonna
but
be
he's still
driving
wrong.
home, Jordan. I'm gonna fucking pit maneuver you on the highway, and I'm
Alex,
gonna
your
make sure
car's
you
made out
die.
of fucking paper
I don't give a
mache.
shit.
I
I don't give a
creep hard
shit.
enough and knock it down.
I don't give a fuck. You and your
Alex.
crank windows have an ass. Go fuck
My
yourself.
crank windows are gonna outlive your piece of shit fucking Hyundai. You and your fucking plastic ass with your fucking gas tank fucking
What about
pop
my
a hole
gas
right in
tank?
that shit, dude.
Okay.
You and your fucking plastic. Couldn't even
I'm
jack
just-
this dude's
you know
car
what?
up. Had to think to jack his car up. You know the main thing a mechanic does, right? They lift the car, right? Alex's car we had to give extra thought to because half of it's made out of paper. So
Don't
shut
care.
up, boy.
I mean, and we also
Don't
didn't know
care.
what we were doing. There's actually a very easy way we could have done it, and we just didn't do it that way.
Yes.
yeah. His car's still inferior.
It does suck. I'm not going to deny that.
I don't like it either, so I don't know why you give me all this shit.
remember
Yeah,
when
I own the car and I don't
Alex-
like it.
I don't like it either, but when they scratched his wheel, he's like, "Brrr."
Hey, you'd be pissed if listen, doesn't matter. It's my shit.
I
I'm the only
agree.
one who can complain about my shit.
I'm just fucked with you. Your car is nicer than mine, especially the interior. Mine will outlive yours, I bet.
Except the random purple like lipstick or whatever on my rear seat. I don't know what the fuck all that's
fuck
about.
happened there?
It's like a purple smudge.
Did you buy the car new, or did you
No, it
secondhand?
was used. It was used.
Someone put their lipstick on the wrong lips and sat down.
Yeah, I don't
So-
know what all that's about. It's like a perfect circle too. So
That's
I don't know
fucking
what.
heinous. That's disgusting. Why would you say that? Why would you put that energy out there?
I'm just saying,
I don't
man.
know what it is.
Formalities, because we still haven't done the fucking intro.
All right, go, dude. What are the platforms?
If for some reason you stuck around the last 4 minutes and 29 seconds and decided to stay with us and you liked that, find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and of course the RSS feed. Put it in whatever media consumption app you want. And as always, contact us via email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. And there's also Instagram and TikTok where we post shorts. So,
Speaking of cars, my car.
the Fiesta.
Yes, 2 updates.
Fiesta.
It's blown up.
Maybe.
What are you doing, like a little racist bit over there?
Not racist.
Shaking
no,
maracas, putting a big sombrero on.
Yeah, just
Talking about Speedy Gonzalez.
It is Speedy Gonzalez. Yeah.
So anyway, my car, 2 updates. 1, I thought my AC compressor was going bad, and this has like been a thing. I thought like, oh, well, it's just being shitty, right? It just sucks, and
would
I've
be
just
insane.
accepted that by now. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Turns out, the guy who owned the car before me put a rear motor mount, Cobb motor mount on it, and that idle it transfers all of the vibration of the engine, and that includes the AC, directly into the frame, being the body of the car. So
Right.
so that's why it vibrates so much. I had looked it up, and everyone was like, "Hey, I put this motor mount in, and now it shakes like crazy when I fucking put on the AC." It's not like crazy. It's not that bad, but you definitely notice it.
It's not good.
And everyone's like, "Yeah, that's the motor mount." And there is actually people who have the stiffer motor mount, like an even stiffer one, that it does that pretty much across the rev range.
Oh wow.
So
it's shit to drive.
I mean, to drive that one, yes, but to drive mine, it's fine.
It's just the
Just
AC.
sitting at a light, it's like, oh man, this is vibrating my ass right now.
Massage chair.
So it's just a bit annoying, is all. Second thing, I've reinstalled my floor mat because I've realized something.
You're making your car all dirty? Is that what it is?
No, I don't care about that.
Ah.
Where I rest my heel,
Yeah.
there's a little hole now.
Really?
Just right through the first layer of the carpet. It's not all the way to the floor pan, but just through the first layer of the carpet, there's a little hole
From your heel digging into
from
it.
my heel.
That's annoying.
I'm really
So-
starting to think Chris's car's made out of paper mache.
I never said it was I never said it was a high quality product that I
Yeah.
purchased.
Does yours have like a dedicated footrest? So you have your clutch on the left.
Yeah.
Do you have like a footrest on the left? Yeah, mine.
It's got a
Mine does
dead
too.
pedal, so that way, because I feel like if it didn't, some dickhead buying it would be like, "Oh, why do I rest my foot right here on the clutch?" And
Yeah.
they just ride it, so it's halfway engaged the whole time,
Yeah.
It's good for the clutch, man. Keep it warm.
Yeah.
keeping it warm.
Yeah.
But
Make sure it
you
doesn't
never
get
want a
cold.
cold clutch.
What's that smell? What's that smoke coming out of there?
Dude, the
Why
smell.
won't my car move anymore?
The smell after I was driving the Giraffe Man's Miata, I was like, oh man, I can feel
Yeah,
kinda
how'd
bad.
that go?
So, as I mentioned last episode, but I didn't go into detail about, I started driving manual with the Giraffe Man and kind of learning how to do it and do the basics, and it went pretty good. He's obviously the better judge of that than I am, but he himself said it went pretty good. We got the basics down. The only thing was he kind of fucked me up halfway.
He fucked
because oh god, please don't say that. Ugh. I prefer the
That's where the line
I prefer
is
the
drawn.
labia lipstick over that, dude. But anyway, he basically got me started, and I was doing okay, typical stall on start stop, and no big deal.
Yeah.
Then he was like, let's change it up. So initially, he had me just trying to get a feel for the clutch. Okay, I can feel it trying to pull. Then right off the rip, he was like, give it some gas. And that's what I started to get better at, was feel the clutch go, give it gas. But then he was like, big brain plays, let's try to do it smooth. Give it some gas, then let off the clutch. And for two reasons, that was a huge mistake on his part.
Oh,
Reason
boy.
number one, he had already started training me the other way, and now was showing me a different way.
Yeah.
So I already had this like method set in my head. Reason number two, which I found out later after he mentioned it to me, his car is the first car I've ever driven that had a mechanical throttle body. So the issue I kept having was I would go,
Your Explorer didn't have one?
no,
Oh, that's
it was
weird.
electronic. I would go, boop,
Because my
and
Jeep
it would
had
fucking
one.
spike to like 3,000 RPMs. So I kept like trying to go, and I'm like, okay, 3,000, back off. Oh, okay, now I'm at like 1,500. Okay, we're good. And then I would add something, go too much gas or not enough, and I couldn't get it right. So then he was just like, yeah, just go back to the old way. And we started doing a lot of start, stop like that. So I got better at that. But by the end, we parked it in his driveway, and I was just like, I can kind of smell the clutch a little bit. It's like, that's not too good.
Stinky.
So then, to add insult to injury, I already feel bad that I'm like kind of fucking his clutch over here. He pops the hood, he's checking some stuff out. He's showing me like his custom intake and how he's gonna replace it and stuff. And then he goes to this like pressure switch, and he's like, yeah, you see these wires? Yeah, Alex did that at work, whatever. He helped solder some stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. And he touches the wire, and it just disintegrates. It just falls apart in his hand. And he's a very calm guy, and me and Chris have talked about this, how like if he ever did become truly angry, it would be a sight to behold. He breaks the wire, and he just kind of backs up and he goes, well, I guess I'm not driving this anymore. Closes the hood. and I'm just sitting there like, you have a soldering iron? Like I could try to fix that. And he was like,
Nah.
he was that kind of like dad energy where I presented a fix, and he's just like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, oh yeah, this is going downhill fast. So
Bring it back to me. I'll fix it again.
Yeah,
Or
so
I'll make it worse.
I don't know if he ever fixed it or what he did.
I don't ever remember doing that.
But yeah, at least it happened after I drove it.
I do remember. What I do
He's
remember.
brought in a couple things.
He
so.
brought in. He has this automatic thing for his cat that scoops the litter box, and it broke, and he asked us to fix it. So I fixed it, and I made sure it all worked fine. Everything had continuity because one of the ribbon cables broke, so I just soldered like the ends together with wires. And then he's like, "Thanks for fixing this." Brought it to his house and immediately bought a new one. I don't even think he's. I think he said
again.
he didn't
broke
even.
it.
Oh, he broke it
That's
again.
what happened, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I for some reason I was like, I don't remember if he said that he never even used it and then just bought a new one instead.
He broke it when he was putting it back together.
You know?
Yeah, that's a giraffe man moment.
That's how it is.
Yeah, he's kind of funny because like I remember the whole not debate, but the whole discussion we had around that litter box, and he was like, "You see, the high end ones are like $400. This one's like $40, and if I buy 10 of them, it's the same price. So I don't mind buying them, knowing that the ribbon cable breaks in like a year." And I was just like, okay.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
I was like, okay, I could see where if it lasts you a year, you get 10 years. Now, what if that one lasts 11 years? Now it's a better value.
Well, see, if that one, you know,
But his cat also might not live 11
if
years.
the $40 one lasts 2 years, if it lasts 1 year, I would say get the more expensiver one, right?
Expensiver.
Yeah. If it lasted 2 years, fine. Because if I have to buy 10 of them, right? 20 years, that's a pretty long life for the
That's
cat.
like your whole life up until this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and cats do live to be 20 years old, but it's not exactly common. Cats
My
will
cat
live to
almost
be
did.
like, 16, 18, sometimes 20. But if it's like more than that, and I'm like, okay, this thing's gonna fucking die any second now. You know?
How old is Chun now? He's like what, at 5 or something?
Let me see. Let me check the dates. I'm gonna check the dates and see when I got him, because I posted the first day I got him. Let me find this
First
little
day.
bastard.
Yeah, Oscar's turning 12.
So I got him
Same age as Giraffe Man's cat, actually.
March 20th, 2019.
And he was what, like 9 weeks old, or was he older?
Oh no, he was like 6 months old.
Okay, so 2019,
He was so small.
March. That means he would have been born 2018 in September. If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. So September
So like
2018 to September 2022.
He's like 4.
Yeah, he's going to be turning 4 in September.
So I mean,
He's still a young lad.
he's a
Yeah.
he's a young little cat. He's grown out of a lot of the shitty habits that he's had.
Young
But-
cat, but he's almost killed himself on multiple
I was to say he's a young
occasions.
cat, but he's been at the vet way more times than my 12-year-old cat.
Bro, listen, sometimes you just get a lemon, you
Yeah.
know?
Fucking lemon.
It's a dud.
That-
He's like he's like what's an apt comparison? He's like the Jeep Renegade of cats.
Yeah.
Like you buy it and you're like, "Oh, this is quite nice." And then it breaks every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Sometimes I wake up and the fucking cat done broke again.
Yeah.
And I got to go fix him or
Yeah.
have someone fix him.
Yeah.
But, your cat, that's like the Honda Civic or the
Corolla.
Toyota Corolla of cats. Like, this thing's only had an oil change, one oil change in the last 12 years. And it's still going. It's got 500,000 miles on it.
Fat and slow, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Oscar, he may be fat, but he's the furthest thing from slow. That motherfucker was eating ribbon yesterday. Let's got some balloons from a graduation. Motherfucker, we just heard like a crunching sound. There was balloons in the ceiling and the ribbon was hanging. He was just like stretched up, like sucking the ribbons down his throat.
Yeah.
We pulled like this much ribbon out.
flossing.
It's flossing. We pulled the ribbon away and it was like this much showing, and then like another 1.5 feet came out. I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's good that you got that because
Dude
what
was like pipe
happens
cleaning his system.
what happens is like that will like wrap around in their intestines and kill them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I immediately, she brought the ribbon in, and
As
I
the
immediately
cat
was like,
isn't-
take them.
Chunk isn't really big on string,
So we cut all of them.
so
Yeah, he's huge into string.
he'll play with string if you have one, but he won't eat it.
Yeah.
He's more like, I want to kill this thing. I want to kill it.
Yeah.
I don't leave him unattended with one. because I'm afraid he might do something. But also, like, he
Might do
hasn't.
something heinous.
Yeah.
He hasn't in the past. He
Yeah.
might somehow rig it up to hang himself.
He's a
I don't know.
perfectly tied noose. He's just sitting there.
I walk in, he's just... It's just little paws hanging.
Oh my god, this is so bad. But yeah, Oscar,
I feel like we've covered all our bases the last 2
Yeah.
episodes.
we really have. We are like this close to being kicked off
Yeah.
every platform.
Well, dude, we're gonna get... I don't know if you're gonna be able to make a short for these ones. We're
I
gonna
don't
get
know.
banned on TikTok again.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
us yelling at each other, you can make that into a short.
All or nothing, I guess. But yeah, no, I don't know. Oscar, yeah, he has a big thing with fucking shoelaces. Like, I have some
My
steel
cat,
toe
too.
boots that like. I bring those out when he fucking puts the bib on, dude. He gets the fork and knife. He's like, let's fucking go. He's like, dude, it's happening. Like,
The fork and knife.
I fucking walk over. I'm like, how's your state, sir? He's over there fucking
It's very fine dining.
trying to.
He's got like a suit on,
He has my shoelace
the
halfway down
napkin in his
throat.
lap.
My
Yeah.
cat doesn't try to eat him, she just plays with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are chunks that like he'll play with the shoelace, but he hasn't tried to eat one yet.
That's the thing though, is he like doesn't eat. He just starts chewing it like it's fucking 5-gum, dude. He's just chewing.
He's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just chewing. Explain this to me, right? He looked at this like shoelace. He's like, bro, I could
This
put that
shit
in my
kind
mouth.
of busting.
But then like a live mouse
Yeah.
comes in where like most
Like,
cats
man,
are
I
like,
don't know
yo,
what to
that's
do
some
with this.
food right there. And he's just like, let me just pick it up. Let me just walk around with this thing.
pick
Let
up-
me
I'm
give this
gonna pick 'em
fucking
up.
thing a tour. I'm gonna show like, here's the bathroom, bro. You can take a shit, you hit that lever. Yeah, check over here. This is where the guinea pigs are. Yeah, they shit on the floor. Yeah. You head in here, this is where the gaming's at, bro. And then he like drops the mouse and he's like, let me just smack it around a little bit. But he doesn't eat it. I'm just like, that's literally your job. Like your job is to just be like, I want to eat that thing. Like, you ever watch Tom and Jerry? That's what he tries to do.
My
He always
cat
tries to eat 'em.
has
Catches 'em.
zero cat
Killer instinct.
instincts.
Yeah.
Like he will try to kill things,
He just
and
can't.
he just can't.
Yeah.
Like unless it's like a piece of string or my arm or like one of those little catnip mice, because this is the only thing I'll play with. These little catnip mice. So I buy him by like the pack of 10, and he loses them in 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And he'll try to kill those, and what he'll do is he'll grab them and pin them on the ground and rip the tail off of it, and then he'll eat it.
Jesus.
I don't have any rodent issues, so my cat
then,
does not attack anything.
And then he'll just kind of like let it sit there. So we have all these like dumbass little catnip mice that he's just ripped the tail off of, and then he decided he's done with it.
Nice.
But when it comes to real things that are alive, that normally wouldn't be a problem for cats, he just can't do it.
Yeah.
Like
He's got
bugs.
performance anxiety.
We got bugs in the house sometimes. Sometimes you ever go into your house and you get like a single stink bug in your house?
Yeah.
A single stink. He's been on that, and he's just like, he'll sit there and he'll look at this stink bug, and then he'll get on the floor. The bug will get on the floor, and he'll just poke it.
Yeah.
He'll just put his hand on it. He'll just do this, and then I'm like, you're not gonna kill it that way. Just eat it. Just
Yeah.
put it in your mouth.
I don't know.
Oscar tends to kill things through his own like inability to understand his size difference comparatively to everything else.
He just sits on 'em.
So like every mouse that he has killed has been just pretty much like he was playing with it and he accidentally stepped on it and it stopped moving. Like the one mouse that I specifically saw him kill, he was smacking it all around, and then like he picked it up, dropped it, and then stepped on it, and then all of a sudden it just stopped moving, and I was like, oh, he killed it. And he just like crushed it to death. And then the one other one that he killed that I assume he stepped on, and the only reason I assume that is because when he fucking brought it to me, it was crawling on its front legs only. So he fucking Joe from Family Guy that thing, like
Damn.
the fucking tank episode where it runs over his legs. I was like, you piece of shit.
You
So
know-
I ended up killing it and throwing it.
Speaking of my cat, he's an absolute drama queen.
Is he?
Yeah, dude.
He hasn't screamed today. That's
No,
weird.
He did a little bit,
not really a lot.
but
though.
like not. It's atypical for him that he's quiet for this long. He must be sleeping or something or
Yeah.
dead.
Hanging
I don't
out with
know.
your dad or something.
Yeah.
Usually, if he's hanging out with my dad, he's pretty quiet. You know, he's like, "Oh, there's someone near me, so I'm gonna be okay now."
Yeah.
But if all of us are outside, you know, both my dad and I are outside, or like even if it's just my dad is inside and there's a bunch of other people outside, and he's not with them, he just screams like loud, loud. You can hear him. I was cleaning out the fire pit. This was like a month ago. I was cleaning out the fire pit, and the door was closed, and the windows were closed, and I could hear him through the glass door. He was so loud. He was going, meow, meow.
He's upset. He wants out.
I'm like, bro, what do you want me to do? And then the other day, he was like yowling. Like he sounded like he was in pain.
Yeah.
He was like, and I'm like, what is his problem? What is his problem? I go upstairs, and he's just like, and then he just looks at me. He's just chilling.
He's like,
He's fine. He's normal. I pick him up. I look at him. I inspect the cat. I look at him. I'm like, oh,
Put in Call of Duty animation.
he's still
a cat.
he's still sufficiently long. His legs are working. His tail's working. You know, digestive tract is fine.
No tape.
The primordial pouch is still pouching. You know, he's fine. He looks okay. His eyes aren't dilated. Like he's not
He's chilling.
limping. He's fine. And then I'm still upstairs, and he starts making the noise again. I'm like, okay, let's see what his problem is. I sneak over to where he's making noise. You know what he was so fucking distressed about? He had knocked one of his toys under the box in the living room, and he couldn't get it.
He always does this too. He knows the box
I'm like,
is there.
you did this to yourself. And there's other toys, not even like different ones, the same exact toy.
He wanted that one.
Yeah, I guess he wanted that
one.
specific one. But yeah, there's the same type of toy that's all around the living room. He could have gotten a different one. But he's just like, he knocks it under the thing, and he's like, oh shit, I guess I'll scream.
He's upset. He wants it.
I just picture this being the same thing as like Chris is at work and he just like drops tweezers and he just stares at it, and Alex is like on the computer and Chris just goes, ah!
Yeah,
and
I look
Alex,
over and he's just.
he looks at you just like, ah! You look away, look away, and he screams again, and then you walk over like, what? You sneak up on him and he's just screaming, and you look and it's just tweezers on the floor.
Granted, that literally is us anytime we drop anything. So.
I get a bit miffed when I drop things.
Yeah.
Because the chairs are just tall enough to where you can't fucking reach down correctly. And the table's always in the way, and you drop something, and it just rolls into oblivion.
Even sometimes when I put stuff on my table, it disappears.
All the time.
It's a little goblin guy in the ceiling like we talked
Yeah.
about.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's eating resistors and shit.
He's eating resistors and like screws and
even big
screwdrivers. And
even
shit.
big things like pliers
The
and stuff.
O-scope is gone.
And he just vomits it out elsewhere in the room.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So, other than cats, what do we got going on?
So, I played Lost Judgment. I talked about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Finally beat Lost Judgment.
Did you finally find the judgment?
I did find the judgment. He was guilty. Yeah,
Damn.
He was guilty. But Lost Judgment was fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was fucking weird.
Are all of those... This is a
Jugged.
Yakuza game, right?
Yeah, it's a
all of
Yakuza
those...
like spin-off side series. But the first one, Judgment, people liked Lost Judgment better. But the first one, I liked it better for some ways. I think the story was a little bit better overall. But I was talking to our other coworker, the one who's really into the Yakuza games, about it. And I think it's not so much that I liked the story more. It's that it has the same formula, so it was fresher. So I was more into it. Because it's all the same in the sense of, like, you're this guy. You start off with a very basic mystery. It's like, I lost my pen. Where is it? And then somehow it's like, a dead body! And then the mystery devolves.
What?
Yeah, and then it becomes, like, this whole blown out. And then the story ends up being really good. But, like, literally, in the first game, you're just kind of booling, and like you're like, man, I need a case. I need to solve a case. And then randomly there's just like a Yakuza guy found in an alleyway with his eyeballs gouged out, and you're like, bruh. So then that devolves. In this game, it's like, hey man, there's a bullying incident at a high school. You need to figure out who's bullying and get it to stop. So the first arc of the game is just like, you go to this school, you like do your detective stuff to figure out who's bullying. You like plant cameras and stuff.
You walk around with
the
magnifying glass.
Pretty much.
And you smoke a fancy pipe.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, baby.
Yeah.
You find out that like this one girl's being bullied, and then you're like, let's fix this.
And then she fucking kills herself.
Well, that's like the whole plot of the game.
Oh, really?
You save this girl.
Oh, fuck me.
And it turns out that she's part of like a bigger incident where there was a teacher that she knew, and that teacher had bullied a student into suicide, and now someone else is being bullied into suicide, and it blows into this massive, like, really complex story that ends up being really good. But it's the same formula as the first game. It's like, you start basic, you work your way up, you figure out some mystery stuff, and then there's just like a lot of like, man, what could have happened to cause the person to kill themselves? And then you talk to your fucking compadres, and they're like, well, you know, I found this piece of evidence. It's just like a lot of back and forth, and it's a really good game, and like the fighting is obviously the fucking meat and taters, dude. It's the best part. Yeah. But it just wears thin after a while. So I would say it was better, but also worse. Like, it was better in the sense that, like, you have a skateboard. The skateboard controls like dog ass, but it lets you get around a lot faster. But the skateboard's also stupid because it's like you can't ride on sidewalks. You have to be on main roads only. Otherwise, it will kick you off of it.
That's bizarre.
So it's just it's like just bizarre things like that. Weird things. So it's better, but also worse. The combat was better because they added more of like the main Yakuza styles to it, which made it more intricate, which was good. The skills were good. The difficulty was like non-existent. I played on hard and I died, I think, once. And you know, it is what it is. Like, if you jumped into it for the first time, you'd probably die a lot more. But I had played Judgment. It's the same fucking game. It's just, like, slightly different. So, it was good. But, you know, there were certain things that I'm just like, this is weird. This is, like, bizarre. But I got to do the DLC. And I do want to see a third game. Because I think of the Yakuza games, this is, like, the most unique. Mm-hmm. It's you're a detective versus just being a Yakuza. Like, it takes a total different spin. So... And it seems like people like it. So I would recommend it. I would check it out. Definitely play Judgment first, just because it made sense with the way the story progresses. And there's a lot of callbacks and stuff. Yeah. But they're good. You should check out the Yakuza games. A lot of them are on Game Pass, but I think some of them might have left recently. So something to check. Something to think about.
Yeah, I never really I've been wanting to play the Yakuza games, and then I'm like, I've made a decision, you know, some time ago where I was like,
it's not going to happen.
You know, I want to play a lot of games, but, you know, I'm not stressing about it anymore. Before, I was like, I got to play this and this and this and this. And I was like, you know what? So what? What if I don't play it?
It defeats the purpose of
playing the game if you're stressing. Jordan's going to shoot you in the head if you don't play it.
You know, it's not like...
There's a test.
Because there are certain things, like when we did Resident Evil 8, like, we played that for the podcast, but it was something I wanted to play at the time. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, I blazed through that game in, like, 2 days.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. I've just been chilling. Like, I've just not been concerned about things. I'm trying not to be concerned about everything. I feel like that's how you get to a much worse headspace. You're like, I'm just concerned about everything. Yeah. And then you're like, well, maybe this isn't a great way to exist.
Like, what's the point of... like playing a game to just be like, fuck, I have to play this. I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not your job.
Yeah, it's like I'm not getting paid to do this.
Not yet, you know. We're not fucking game reviewers. If we become game reviewers, then sure, stress about it. But
cry about it.
Beat the shit out of Jordan.
I could not be like a full-time game reviewer.
No.
I
think I could.
I don't play enough games. Number one, and. Exactly like what I just said. I don't like the idea of feeling like I have to play this.
Right. I think I could. My biggest issue is, like, one of the game reviewers that I watch, he's just a regular guy. Like, he's from the East Coast as well. Like, he's just a regular dude. And he's really good. I don't understand how sometimes he plays these games and he just, like, puts these things together.
Yeah.
That I'm like, how the fuck did you think of that?
Like, I'm not creative enough for a lot of these things. Or he gets, like,
way into subsystems of games and he just makes it seem so easy. And I'm just like, how? Like, I play... something like Red Dead, yeah, you know, I get the callbacks and stuff, but, like, he'll get the callbacks. He'll be like, yeah, there's this one line of dialogue, specifically on a side mission in Red Dead 1 that is a direct reference to this, and I'm just like, what?
Some people are crazy like
he's just really good at that, and he's just, like, a basic dude. Like, he fucking jokes. He's very, like, similar to us. Like, I would love to be friends with him, because he's just, like...
hit us up.
Super positive. He's never like, this game's shit. He's like... here's what's good and here's what's bad and here's what would make it better, and I love him.
I feel like there's too many good game reviewers too. I would say, you know, personally, Donkey way up there. Excellent fucking anytime. It's so strange watching him do videos because it's like, oh, this is the wackiest and funniest video I've ever watched, and then he'll just like hard cut into like a very serious review where he's like very articulate and incredibly verbose in how he explains things.
Yeah. That's the thing is like, yeah. That's the same thing with that other YouTuber I was talking about. I was like, he just explains things so like in detail. Like, and he's a huge Resident Evil fan, so like when Village came out, he was just on the money with it. I was just like,
and that's kind of like almost similar what I'm trying to do with my SnowRunner thing is like it's not supposed to be a review really. It's supposed to be more of like I don't know, like a long-term sort of experience because with reviews it's like, oh well, I played this for like a week. Mm-hmm. But like with SnowRunner, I've lived in this game for a while.
Chris knows how to get places in that game better than he can in his own town.
Well, that's the thing is like there you get to places, like you get to a certain point with these maps where you're like, okay, I need to go here, I need to go there. This is the shortest way to do it. I need to go here and there. I can take main roads. It's going to be a lot longer, but I can take a bigger trailer to do this and get this many pieces of cargo out. And I just know that game on a deeper level than I know a lot of other games.
Right.
So.
Right. Alex, you have anything? I feel like me and Chris have kind of done most of the back and forth here. I don't want to like leave you out.
Vibio game.
Nah, I ain't really got much.
Have anything you want to add about anything we've said? I just feel like me and Chris have been like, yeah, man, Snowrunner and Lost Judgment. Now it's like,
I don't know. I never really was interested in like the Yakuza games or any of that. So
Lost Judgment's actually what got me interested. So that same YouTuber I was talking about, I was never interested in. Like I looked at them and I was like, sure. Looks like a weird Japanese game or a weird like Korean game, whatever it is. And then Lost Judgment came out and he did a review. And I specifically remember the review showing like the skateboard. And I saw like a clip of him riding around the town with the skateboard and he was talking about the game. And he comes across like a group of enemies and then he goes into combat. And it was all just one long clip. And he fights these people. And I was like, damn, that combat looks fun as fuck. So then I kept watching the review and I kept seeing him I'm like, wow, most of the video he's showing is all fighting. And that's when I realized the Yakuza games were pretty much all fighting aside from dialogue. And I was like, oh, shit. Let me check out Judgment specifically. And then I was like, oh, I played it. And I was like, man, I remember the first week I was like, this is fucking slow, dude. And then the story got really good and the combat became the center stage. And I was like, this is fucking crazy. So it's the same thing.
A very similar thing with how I got into SnowRunner, where it was like, I watched a review of this guy, like he was talking about the game. He's like, this isn't a game I would play. And frankly, this game's, you know, on its face seems incredibly boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you just told someone what you do, it's boring.
But I can't stop playing
There's
it.
a lot of games like
and
that.
And it's a very, like, I don't know, it's very much slow and methodical. And it's how much it's how I like to play games. Mm-hmm. And with something like Factorio, you get way into the weeds.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
This is very methodical, the way you can do this. But then it's like, there's a lot of thinking that goes on. And I don't like thinking too much. Oh, look at this little dude.
Neither does he, apparently.
Oh, okay.
I'm in thinking mode with Factorio right now. Because it's like, you play a game of Factorio and it's like, all right, I've done this way. Let me go see how someone else does it. And you look and you go, oh my god, this fucking sucks what I've done. So now I'm going like big dick mode. I'm watching this other guy and I'm like, all right, let me take what he's doing. I'm going to try and do something similar. I don't want to completely copy him because that's not really fun. If I'm going to do that, then I'll just take like blueprints from a bunch of other people. That's not fun if I do that. So I'm trying to make it my own. And it's going pretty good so far.
There are certain people that I've watched play SnowRunner that like, the way they play it just infuriates me.
How so?
I'm just like, yes, this is a more efficient way to do things, but it's just like, I don't like the look of it. Well, it's like, there's some people who are like, oh, well, I took this trailer, and it holds, 4 cargo slots, but what I did was I took a crane and I stacked 28 pieces of cargo on top and just left it there, and then I tied it all down with winches. And there's this other guy I had watched where he takes like other trucks and he puts them on top of his main truck and then packs the truck so that like apparently it'll stick to wherever you put it on the truck. It doesn't have to be
cheaty.
It doesn't have to be on like a trailer or something.
Yeah.
So he just puts them there on top of the truck and like on the hood and stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's great, and that's like really efficient for when you need a truck to like get you unstuck from somewhere. But, like, the way you're doing this just infuriates me.
It just, like Alex said, it almost just seems like cheese. Like
I mean, not necessarily. I guess. It's a very cheese-friendly game. It's very something that's like, you can do this a really cheap way, and
Well,
you're
you're
gonna
taking
get
the fun
it
out of
done a bit faster.
Yeah.
But like I like to do it a more difficult way, just because doing it a more difficult way is just it's most of the time more fun.
And more rewarding, to be honest.
Where it's like, oh well, I didn't have to do this in one trip, but doing it in one trip is more challenging, and by extension more fun. And the missions I chose to film for my video are like, the one I chose was quite honestly the best one content wise to choose, but it was just like there's been so many like very creative solutions I've had to do to get around it.
Yeah.
There was one clip that I had recorded where I was going downhill and I was like, I wonder what happens if I do this, and I just put the truck in the neutral and it was going down, and then I'm like, okay, well I'm going a bit faster than I would like, so I'm gonna try to pop it back into gear, and then the truck started sliding and went like kind of sideways, and then the trailer came back and I jackknifed, the truck flipped, the trailer came up and launched my cargo off the side of the road. So it's just, things happen.
Yeah.
This is why Chris would never get his CDL license or whatever the fuck they call it, because he'd be just driving and say, I wonder what would happen.
I wonder
What happens if I
did
throw it in
this.
reverse?
Oh man, I did that in American Truck Simulator. I was
Do it in reverse?
I was on the highway in the game and I was just like, huh. And the truck just stops.
That's not how that works.
Snowrunner, it's more forgiving. It's not like there's some control you have over the transmission, but not a ton.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to rack through gears like you would in like American Truck Sim. It's very much like, oh, well, I want to do this in automatic mode and it just shifts automatically. Or I want to do it in high range, which is like, you'll go faster than low range, but like you don't have to shift and it's a whole thing. But if you stop, you're going to stall. And then low range is low range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used to like American Truck Simulator. It was pretty fun. It was, I used to just like chill. I would like listen to music while I was playing, but then I was like, I just wasted my life here. Go for a real drive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've been doing with Snowrunner. And even record. Usually I have like videos on my second monitor that I'll like pay attention to while I'm playing the game. But I've been recording it and I've been trying to get like at least somewhat clean footage. So I'll just have like, I'll do the double setup. I'll have the Galaxy Bud in, the headphones on. But like you said, you did a similar thing, and the isolation from the headphones will cut out the Galaxy Bud Bluetooth sometimes. So I kind of have to get around that. So I'll have a podcast in or something. I've been getting into more podcasts lately.
I'm not really big on podcasts.
Why the hell are you here, boy?
This is the only one I listen to.
I wasn't super huge on podcasts, and then I found like a couple that I liked, and I was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
So
there's a suggestion for any DC or comic book fans. There's a Batman. Let's first go Batman Unraveled.
what if I was
or
a fan
Unburied.
of Washington, D.C.?
Might still apply to you.
I went there once. It was an okay city.
It's an okay city. Check out Batman Unraveled or Unburied or some shit. You'll find it. It's on Spotify only. It's really good. I got the Giraffe Man into it, and he's probably ahead of me by now. I haven't been staying up with it, but it's good. It's good. It's a weird version of Batman. Check it out. Tried to get them to
It's
check
like
it out, but Alex told me
Batman.
he was going to shoot me if I said anything.
I don't
further.
think that's what I said.
I feel
but-
like I distinctly remember him saying that. It's like Batman, but he's Man-Bat this time.
He's Man-Bat. It's like Morbius' like final form, but with a regular head. That's Man-Bat.
Yeah. It's
It's Morbin time.
the whole plot of this overarching podcast, this whole plot is just Batman becomes Morbius.
And it's really a Marvel film.
Yeah, and
Marvel
he goes,
podcast.
Oh my god! Just to make it even.
and then
weirder.
there's a turning point where he finally descends into this transformation, and he goes, "It's Morbin time," and he fully transforms into Jared Leto,
There you go.
and then he
But not
becomes
like
Morbius.
Jared Leto from Morbius, but from
Just-
Suicide
just
Squad.
Jared
No,
Leto.
just the actor.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Like
like
he-
him in regular clothes.
Yeah, he's just like, he puts on this big white sheet, and he's like, I'm just gonna go run my cult on this on my Epstein Island that I have. Have you seen that? I thought it was
little
like a joke,
What?
them calling this whole island retreat a cult, but it is very culty
I don't know
the
what
way it's
island
run.
retreat you're
So
talking about.
basically, Jared Leto with his band has an island, and his band 30 Seconds to Mars holds like a festival or whatever on this island, and it's terrifying, the pictures from it. He's like, I think they made a joke saying it was a cult, so it's like, oh, they're just, doing a little meme, but definitely looks like a serious cult. And it's like Jared Leto dresses up like Jesus. Everyone's dressed up in white, and it's just so weird.
Dressed up in white, huh?
And he forces people to get tattooed. Like he offers additional incentives to fans if they get the logo of the cult tattooed on themselves.
Yeah, he does look like Jesus, huh?
Well, that first picture basically is what I was talking about.
That third one.
This left one.
The first one. Look at that. Look at this, dude.
Yeah.
It's definitely cult activities, and he's just generally really creepy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Even outside of this cult behavior.
It's a bitch from that show Lexi watches. I forget what her name is, but yeah, it seems a little culty. I feel like.
And he's just a creep outside of the cult thing. So
yeah.
He just becomes Jared Leto
in his white suit.
In his white suit, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna text a 16-year-old girl now. Yeah. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued.
It's too late.
We're already being sued by him. He's taking the podcast down.
Jared Leto is rapidly approaching our location. He's morbing right now. He's in morb mode.
We're gonna be morbed.
We're about to get morbed.
Fuck, man, I didn't know I was coming to get morbed today. Yo, heat wave.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit, the temperature is heat wave.
Oh, that means
Why is the heat waving?
That means it's 76 degrees according to my phone.
Is that updated? There's no fucking way.
It says 4:28 p.m.
How the fuck? That cooled down a lot.
Pollen.
Temps plummet. That's what it says.
Oh,
there
damn,
you go.
there you go, yeah. The sun just blew up.
It's more humid, though. Pollen is increasing tomorrow.
Just don't.
My car's gonna be green when I come out of work.
Yeah.
I parked under trees, and that shit is like always just fucking yellow.
I do park under the trees as well. And it's like it gives you a bit more shade at the expense of you get covered in tree cum.
Yeah.
Your car's yellow afterwards.
Yeah, that do happen. It do happen like that. But we talked about this last episode a little bit. About Scubus Dubus and Velma. And that reminded me that we want to do a little skit thing where there's a game called Multiversus. So basically all the Warner Brothers fucking properties just coming together. It's like Smash Bros. And I'm gonna main Tom and Jerry. I think I'm gonna dedicate my life. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna dedicate my life to maining Tom and Jerry in this game.
I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's Smash Bros, but it's Warner Bros. So there's.
They should just call it Warner Bros. That'd be funny.
So there's a handful of characters already announced, I guess.
Yeah, and the best part is, to Chris's point the other day when we were talking, is they have characters from Scooby-Doo. So they have Shaggy and they have Velma, and that is it.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Why did they announce Shaggy and Velma? Why would they not add Shaggy and Scoobus?
But they have Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
And Tom and Jerry is one character, but Velma and Shaggy are two characters.
Yeah.
I would feel like if it would also make sense if Shaggus and Scoobus were a package deal as well.
Yeah.
But, I just think it's a bit strange that they're also... Because they also have Superman... That they're just going to make some Great Dane and, like, some, chick that's dressed in orange. Yeah, some dude who's eating a big sandwich.
Yeah.
They're going to have him fight Superman.
Yeah, pretty much a god.
Have you seen Shaggy in the game? He goes, like, God mode. Have you seen that?
No.
He goes, like, fucking Super Saiyan. It's funny, because there's something weird going on with the game, where there's, like, seemingly some sort of plot thing happening. And Shaggy just goes, like, ultimate mode or whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know why, but he's just, like, super powered.
Alright. Just killed Bugs Bunny.
So I'm saying, look at Shaggy though. He's just has superpowers for some reason. I don't know why.
Mega corporation try not to reference an outdated meme challenge. Impossible.
Yeah, like that's what I thought. Wasn't there like a whole meme about it?
Yeah. Like 3 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the whole bit with him in the game is he seems to just go into like that.
I love corporate pandering.
Yeah.
I love it when companies are like, let's post this meme, and then it's like
The worst thing you've ever seen.
yeah. It's like, might as well just say buy our product, fucko, on it.
Yeah.
They're always so terrible. The only ones I've seen that are like they almost do it right is like the Slim Jim account. It's like they're very close. They're very
Slim
close.
Jim.
Leave it to Slim Jims. Dude, I ate so many Slim Jims once. I think it was 12 Slim Jims.
Like
then-
big ones?
You're out of your
no,
mind.
there was a couple big ones, but it was mostly the regular ones like that or whatever. Because they have that really big fucking, what is it, like a foot long, like a thick one?
Yeah, it's like 2 foot long. The fucking massive one.
Just their standard Slim Jim, whatever it is, like 10 inches or something. I had like 12 of those, and my aunt was like babysitting me, and I stayed home from school because I was shitting my brains out. I was dying.
Too
it was
much
like
sodium.
molten lava, like
But
just coming out.
my body has adapted to like the being a dumpster for food. So I'm just like, I'll get the box of like the little Slim Jims, the mini ones, and I'll just eat like 4 or 8 at a time, and I'm just like, my body's just like, okay.
No substance. Okay.
My kidneys are like, oh, the salt is a bit light today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, only 30,000 milligrams today? Not bad.
That's not bad. What genuinely perplexes me is like the people who do like food videos, where they do like mukbang videos.
It's disgusting.
Where they eat like fucking 5,000 calories, and then they do one of these every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're gonna die. How do you do this?
Yeah.
And there are specific people in this genre, I'm not gonna name anyone, I'm sure everyone knows who I'm talking about, that are just like, how is this person not a corpse yet?
I don't know.
Yeah. Remember that King guy we found who was doing a lot of
Oh,
food reviews? What
dude,
was his name?
he was a legend.
King Ian or something?
King Ian.
Yeah, he was fucking
There's
great.
some British guy who he would like eat like a pizza, and he would give his dog a piece.
Yeah.
Dude, what a legend.
What was his dog's name? I forget. It was
I
a
don't know.
cool name.
Gaylord or something.
Gaylord. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if he has a TikTok account, because we're planning to do like a TikTok reaction kind of video thing soon. So maybe we can get some King Ian in there.
Yeah. Man, the whole premise of that, right, is we go through each other's likes. Mm-hmm. Man, my TikTok likes are just like all over the fucking place.
Man, it's so funny.
It's like here's this video of like a cat jumping off the Empire State Building, and then like
dying.
and then the next one is like, oh, this guy made a really cool project out of metal.
Yeah.
And the next one is like, oh, this guy's trying to start his truck on the ocean floor. Like he's at the Challenger Deep, and he's trying to crank over the truck.
Jesus.
It's my TikTok is all over the place. It's to the point where TikTok like factory resets itself every so often. They're like, okay, we're gonna just give this guy like the most entry level TikTok video
Just
imaginable.
to see if his tastes have changed.
It's like, we gotta figure out what's going on here. And I always tell them like, not interested, not interested, not interested, not interested. And I tell them that all the time on just random videos. Anytime I get a video that I'm like, yeah, I don't like this one, and I just tell them not interested. So they're probably just like, we can't get a fucking handle on this guy. We don't know what this guy's into.
They have people working overtime like, figure out Chris's algorithm right now.
YouTube is the same way. My YouTube recommended is so fucking
I mean,
strange.
sometimes they'll just throw you random crap.
Yeah, they gave me a video about a train the other day.
Oh.
It was like, hey, do you want to watch this fucking train video that has 200 views? I'm like, absolutely not.
You know what I don't like about YouTube recommended is more than TikTok. Like TikTok, I can go down a rabbit hole and kind of pull myself back out. But YouTube, if you even have a thought of like, I want to watch one video about this subject, YouTube's going to be like, here you go. Mm-hmm. Here's every piece of content ever created on this platform about that subject.
Yeah.
Bro,
You
it's
can't
like,
even like dabble.
It's the same thing with like people too. Is like, I'll watch 1 or 2 videos from a person. I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I'll loop back to this eventually. And then it's like, oh, your recommended is going to be only that person for now.
Well, here's the thing, right? Is there's a company called DK Oldies, and they just restore old games. And I found them on TikTok. I went to their YouTube channel page, and I watched like one video of them restoring an old console. And now every short I see is just them.
Yeah.
Every short is just like, ooh, packaging this guy's order.
The YouTube Shorts algorithm is like very strange too.
It's
It's
also
like
just sucks.
yeah,
as
it's
a
like you'll
platform,
look at it's
period.
like here's this one video that you're interested in. Here's another one that you might be interested in, and then for some reason a switch is flipped and you're watching some Algerian child play Minecraft for 2 views. And just he's not even speaking English. I'm like, how the fuck do you get here? How do you get to this point where I'm watching this? I've never watched whatever this chicanery is.
Somehow it switches you over to like a bestgore.com. You're just watching someone
Switches
die.
you over to an archive. It's an archive of every Live Leak video ever posted, and you can't close it. You turn off the computer, it's still there. You unplug it, it's still there. You try to walk away, and it brings you back. Big arms come out of the computer and drag you, and they hold your eyes open.
Yeah, that's about every experience on Live Leak.
That's like every 2012 creepypasta video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Do you remember when like 2012 was like, yo, you're all gonna die, bro?
Yeah,
I feel like
people
honestly-
sold everything that they owned.
I feel like
because they thought it was gonna
honestly,
be the end of the world.
there was something that happened in 2012. I'm not sure
100%, yeah.
quite what it was, but it was like I feel like we've been on a decline ever since.
Yeah.
Like in the last 10 years, have you ever gone like a week without being fucking surprised about something that's happened?
Yeah.
Probably
You're
not.
like-
No.
It's always like you look at the news and you're like, oh, every actor in Hollywood just blew up simultaneously, and there's no explanation for it. Oh, time isn't actually real. What are they gonna do now? Right? We can just stop that, or we can make it go again, or we've just deleted the dimension entirely. So we don't know. You know.
SCPs, man. They gotta be real. That's what's causing this whole thing.
I feel like
And some-
maybe it was supposed to end in 2012, and they were, and then something happened that stopped the cataclysmic event to end the world. So we just entered like entropy, where
We're
it's
in
like
purgatory right
where
now.
it's very rapidly started to break down and dissolve.
We are rotting
Yeah,
like a corpse.
like we've existed way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have to say, 2012 was pretty peak. It's pretty damn peak. I liked it better when I thought I was just gonna die.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have that thought now because eventually you will.
Yeah. Not soon enough.
I mean, you could make it sooner.
You could this fate is in your hands and
You
yours
could end
alone.
it right now.
You could just and it'd be over. You know?
Yeah. I could. But someone has to take care of Oscar.
Just let him out. He'll eat all the
Yeah.
bullets.
Yes.
That's a thing, right? I feel like if I lived on my own, okay, right? Talking about like 30, 40, 50 years in the future. I'm living on my own and I live alone with a cat or a dog or something.
Still chunk. He's still alive.
I'm definitely gonna like keel over one day and the cat's just gonna be like he's gonna take no hesitation, he's just gonna eat me.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's that or die.
honestly, go for it, man.
Yeah.
I'm not using it.
Does Alex have your permission to eat you or
No.
It's just the cat?
Absolutely
I wouldn't want to eat
not.
him.
Damn. It'd be a lot of grease.
No one,
Yeah.
no
You
one,
slice in, it's like you open
no
an
one
oil
has
vat.
permission to eat my corpse except my cat.
Damn. You don't have a dog someday or no?
Maybe. He gets permission.
Little Doge and a cat. Little Doge and cat.
If I get a pet possum, he gets permission too.
He'll
Fucking-
definitely go ham.
we always go
He'll
back
be
to the
eating
possum.
everything.
I want a pet possum.
Possum be rummaging through the
I
trash.
have a
like,
list
"Whoa."
of very obscure pets that I want to own one of one day. Possum. I want to own a raccoon.
I would like a raccoon.
I would like to own a ferret. A ferret would be fun, I
Just had
think.
noodles.
What else is on there? Some type of bird, like a crow.
They live so long though.
Like a crow or a
Yeah,
raven.
parrots
That's a
at
real
74.
commitment. Yeah.
Let me see. What else? I would like to own some sort of primate, but I feel like that's a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
A capybara. I'd like to own one of those. I think that'd be fun.
Are guinea pigs on that list at all?
I mean, a
You
capybara
looking
is
to
just
get rid of yours?
Maybe.
a capybara is just a really big guinea pig. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the same family, so.
they're maybe I want
Pit them against each other. Get 3 guinea pigs and fight one capybara.
Capybaras weigh like 90 pounds.
And it's not going to do anything.
Alright, get
It's just going to
30.
sit there.
That's true.
They weigh that much though, really?
They're
big.
big. A capybara's just gonna do this. That's all they do.
Fucking Snorlats.
They just chill.
Yeah.
They're the most chill animals on the planet. A rat. I'd like to own a pet rat one day.
You can just go and get one.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
That'd
Having
be
a
pretty
rat.
easy.
I feel like I'd manage if I got one like now. I'd manage to fuck it up somehow. I'd get loose in the house and the cat would eat it.
Yeah.
Or it would eat the cat. The cat would
You
be.
go in the corner, Chunk's just pinned down the fucking rat.
Cat would be like, "Holy shit, that's a thing I can kill," and then it walks up and punches him square in the jaw.
It's like, all right, never mind.
Chunk's just on the ground like, oh.
Oof.
He's fucking yowling again. You're like, dude, what is he? Oh, he's the drama queen. You see the thing just dragging him by the tail. You're like, what the?
This rat, he's got one of his little rat fists. He's grabbing Chunk's hair and he's punching him in the face.
He looks like Buff Jerry.
Yeah.
He is ripped. Like he's been on roids for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's pissed.
And he's mad.
He's going through fucking like withdrawals or something. Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a rat would be kind of cool. I've always wanted a mouse, like a little Jerry.
A little mouse,
Yeah,
just a little guy.
Shake it around or something.
Just shake him.
I don't think you should be doing that.
Grab him put him in your fist. Put him in your fist and shake him around.
I'm gonna let him be like, hey, buddy. It's like Oscar whenever he's around.
I feel like maybe a mouse is too small of an animal for me. A rat would be a fine prospect because they're a bit larger, and you can just
get a fucking New York.
you just grab them and look
You're
at
my
them.
friend now.
Yeah, basically, honestly, maybe a pigeon, because pigeons are domesticated. They're not. There's no such thing as a wild pigeon.
Right.
They're domestic animals. They're just feral. It's like cats.
Yeah.
They're just born and they're feral. Like, so if it's actually in most places perfectly legal to just grab a pigeon and bring it to your house.
Yeah.
And it's your pet now.
What if,
and they're so stupid that like after a week they'll be like, oh, I guess this is just where I live.
Yeah.
I guess.
I just picture we just come in here. Chris has like a pigeon. Fucking 3 weeks later, he has like 15 pigeons just lining the pipe. I'm just like, Chris, what are you doing?
Yeah, I want to try to I also want to try to train some crows. I want to get like a bunch of bread and seed and throw it out and like feed all the crows. So the crows are like, oh, that's the food guy. That's our boy, right? And I train these crows, and then I get all these crows together, and they're like, oh, that's the food guy. So I bring them food every day, and then eventually they're like, oh shit, food guy, we gotta bring him something. So they'll bring you stuff, and hopefully they'll bring me money.
Yeah, but I have seen people who actually train birds like pigeons to just grab like money off the ground.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna fly around like New York.
I'm gonna get
grab it.
like 50 of these things that are my boys, right? It's like these are my homies, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, see this money? Grab money anytime you see it, and then that's it. I won't have to work ever again.
Chris just has it's like a fucking
He's
Minecraft
talking
spawner.
to them. He's talking to them in English, and they understand him. They're like,
And
all right,
they're
sure.
nodding. They're nodding along, like, oh, okay, shit. I see what you're saying. And I come back, and just each of them brings me a $100 bill every day, and it's mint. It's like right off the press. You're like,
shit,
where
you
the
get this
hell
from
did you
Fort
get
Knox?
this?
Chris,
This right out of a bank vault.
Chris's birthday comes around, they bring him like a fleshlight. He's just like, whoa.
Oh damn, that's not even what I wanted.
Is this thing used?
From a trash can. Oh.
They
Yeah, that's
eventually they all band together and they bring me like
A person.
no, they bring me like a brand new Corvette. They steal one from a dealership and they fly it over.
Chris just is like, what is that thing in the sky? That's big. What the fuck? It's a fucking C2
What is that?
Corvette.
Oh, it's a fucking 2022 Ram TRX. And it just falls from the sky.
Flying and falls into pieces. You're just like, well, it's a thought that counts.
And then and it lands, it falls into pieces, and they all swoop down and put it back together.
No, that's a Ram TR. They put together a Corvette. You're like, huh?
Huh? It's made out of Transformium. Have you ever watched that shitty Transformers movie? The one with Mark Wahlberg?
They're all pretty shit.
The especially shitty ones. The ones that had Mark Wahlberg in them, and they were discovering like the element that makes the Transformers transform, and they fucking called it Transformium. They might as well just called it Plot Device-anium.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God, those movies fucking blew.
It's another movie I paid to see.
I can't believe you fucking went and did that, man.
I paid to see it. Someone was like, one of my friends was like, hey, do you want to go see Transformers? I'm like, fuck it, why not? I'm not doing anything. So I went to go see
Bad
Transformers.
idea.
And yeah, it was not good. You know, I when I go out to see movies, it's like rarely a good experience. Like, what have I seen in theaters? It was that one, the Transformers movie. I saw Suicide Squad in the theater. I saw It in theaters, which was fine.
It was
that was a
awesome.
fine good.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
I loved it in part 2.
I saw the 2 of the 3 new Star Wars in theaters. I didn't see the last one because I was like, oh well, after the last 2, those this one's gonna suck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the third one sucked too.
Oh,
From
yeah,
what
it
I've
was
heard.
bad. Yeah, it was bad.
I saw Batman. I mean, that wasn't a bad movie. I liked that one. It was just very long.
Yeah. But is that it? Is that all she wrote?
Think so.
Yeah.
Who's she though? And why'd she write?
I don't know, but that's all she did.
That's all she did. Yeah. So as always, find the podcast: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and of course, RSS Feed. Put it in your favorite app. And we have our email, synapsemisfire@pm.me. Comments, questions, concerns, and death threats. Also have TikTok and Instagram linked below, where we post shorts and maybe eventually some other little skits and odds and ends and things. So check them out. Buy Transformium.
Invest in silver and Bitcoin.
Maybe not that second one. You're probably not going to make any money if you do that.
It's 2 famous markets that people tried to invest in and they immediately crashed. So
Do it.
invest in Ethereum. Invest in that shitty cryptocurrency that your least favorite YouTuber is promoting.
Yes.
Invest
That
in
is
Alex's
100%
hairline.
a scheme.
Buy $115,000 Bored Ape NFTs and then sell them for $200.
And if you do that, send us proof so we can laugh at you.
Yeah.